How many in your church, if it's not going to last for eternity, you're not going to do it because it's not good stewardship to spend dollars on anything that doesn't last for eternity? Well, that's kind of the attitude they had. So they wanted to remodel just a plain fellowship hall into a really nice children's area because they got inspired by our children's building. And they said, if we do that, we can reach kids. In our church, only had a handful of kids in the church. And they said, and so the naysayers in the church start saying, well, why do we want to do that? We don't have any kids in the church. Well, that's the reason you don't have any kids in the church. To say, we're not going to build something nice for the kids because we don't have any kids. Anyway, that's what they said. But they had enough people that said, we're going to spend $50,000 and we're going to make a really neat children's area and we're going to start reaching kids. In June, they opened it. It was called Farm Fabulous. They had some really gifted people in their church. They painted up everything in the children's area. They made some animatronic trees and a farm setting, called it Farm Fabulous. Opened it in June. I was there 2 weeks ago. Since June, they've baptized 60 children, brand new into the kingdom, that were not a part of that church before they opened that building. They spent $50,000. The church is up 100 people. It's a church of 200 people. And they're so excited. We've just designed a new children's building for them with a playland on the street that everybody can see and all of that just since June. It's really incredible. Now, they spent $50,000. Just let me say, research has shown that if you take all the money that all the churches in the United States give, it's a lot of money, and you divide into that number the number of new believers that it's been able to put together from all the churches in the United States each year, what do you think it costs to reach one new person for Christ in the United States? Guesses? $187,000. Wow. Here's a church that spent $50,000 and already has 60 new kids into the kingdom. That's less than $1,000 a piece. Here's all these churches spending hundreds of thousands of dollars. You got to remember what I quoted earlier. Half the churches in the United States didn't reach one new person for Christ last year. Half the churches. Look at all the millions, billions of dollars they bring in. Don't reach one new person. So that number is not far-fetched at all. But some churches don't want to spend any money temporarily. I was down there 2 weeks ago. They said somebody saw what happened with, these were for the kids school age and older, and we didn't have anything for the preschoolers. So somebody came up to me the other day, the pastor said, and gave me $5,000, said, Pastor, we got to do something temporarily for these preschoolers before we get the new building built, because we can't wait till we get the new building to have something nice for them. So let's spend this $5,000. We know it'll be torn up. It's just temporary, but let's do it, because the kids we're going to reach in the months before we get our new building is worth way more than $5,000. So don't look at every dollar has to be a permanent investment. If it's going to help you for a period of time to reach people and make you more effective and grow and keep momentum rolling, spend some dollars to fix up something, even though later it may be gone. You know, some churches now don't look at buildings as permanent. We used to look at buildings as permanent. Some churches now say, hey, this building's going to last us 5 years, and then we're going to sell it and move to another location. Churches would never used to think that way. You know, this is for eternity till Jesus comes. We're going to be right here on this rock. And, you know, we got to make sure if we spend $1, it's got to still be here when he comes. Now, we're going to leave it all behind, but that doesn't make any difference. If you can spend some dollars and make you more effective today, don't let people keep you from spending the dollars to be more effective. Every soul is important.